There we go. I do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here once again. Another opportunity for us to focus on staying present. It's not always easy staying present, but I do believe it's something that is underrated in the amount of value that it brings into our experience. The fact that I can be here in this moment right now means that I am also allowed presence, but I'm also allowed the lack thereof, right? I could think about something else. I could worry about an outcome. I could try to conspire, figure out some sort of plan. But staying present is, again, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday, not something that's necessarily seen as valuable. I'm pretty sure the line remained in the poem that we are rewarded for already knowing. All right? We're very rarely rewarded for being in the process of becoming. So much so that some people find themselves ashamed to still not know, to still be in the process of growth. I feel like it is something that robs us of our presence, right? Like these doggos, I learn a lot from them. To me, they seem to be the ultimate teachers of presence in my life at the very least. Always just where the moment is. You don't see dogs worrying about the stock exchange, do you? No, you don't see them worrying about much at all, really. Do they share the same presence that we do? Day 1776, that's true. Tomorrow is going to be day 1777. We do like those, the sinky numbers. How you doing, Adam Adamson? I think this is one of the first times that you were here first in stream. It's a pleasure having you here with me. Today we're discussing the ability for the human being to be present. The fact that it takes some focus to remain present. And then the lessons that we get to learn from our critters and the way that they figure it out. No. Like this dog, he now decides to be present here in between me and the tablet. All right. And so I'm like, yeah, you can be present. You can be present, but can you be present here? Yeah, like there, right there. Look at that. That's a good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. He's a good boy. You sit right there. Yeah. Instantly moves. And again, in moments like that, I feel our presence can be stolen so quickly. When things don't work the way we want them to, all right, instead of just being present with what is, we find ourselves worried, conspiring to change it, making plans. Maybe suffering is the best time to find yourself present. What do you think of that line? Suffering is the best time to find yourself present. Because again, on one type of level, suffering begets you not wanting to be present. At least in my experience, right? When I suffer, I try and distract myself or give myself something else to think about. But if you can maintain your focus in the present, despite the fact that things are not the way that you want them to be, Does that make things better? For instance, my lower back has been a little bit sensitive. I'm doing yoga about it, right? But it can be something that takes me out of my present moment. Instead of just appreciating the fact that I can be sitting down here right now, Levi, oh yeah, I have to think about things instead, right? And as soon as I start thinking about things, I don't know if I am as present as I could be. Do you believe thinking makes you less present? Thinking can make you look present if used in the right way. Hey, Olcott, it's nice having you here too. Welcome. Big old pleasure having you here. It's like a rocking chair. Gives you something to do, but doesn't give you anything to do. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Hanru, it's nice having you here too. I think it is kind of like that. I think that's the thing that I'm kind of exploring a little bit. Presence is like a rocking chair. Present. Hey, Darren. Good. I'm ticking your box. There you go. It's nice to see you. Sending you so much love. Yeah. Rocking back and forth. Enjoy nothing is everything. That's true as well, Vos. Enjoy everything, understanding that it could return to nothing. And that the only time for us to appreciate the divinity that is life is for us to appreciate it right now. Isn't that right? Hi, I'm new. Hey, Linda. Linda Nortier. Like för mig is Afrikaanse mens. Hey, Linda. It's nice having you here. I've been doing these live streams every day for a while now. And I am always so happy to meet new friends in this space with me. It's a pleasure having you here. Hope you find yourself here again. Ja, ek is Afrikaans. Ek mos weet. Ek mos weet want ek is ook Afrikaans. It's nice having more Afrikaans people in this space as well. Ons gaan daar. Adam Adamson also knows some Afrikaans words. School isn't fun. Hanru Smith, I'll have to agree with you on that assessment that you have made. I also did not particularly enjoy going to school. I did enjoy having the opportunity to connect, to like basically learn. I think that's the way you should see school. You should see it as an environment, a playground for you to sharpen the skills that is yourself, right? Or more specifically, the ability you have to engage with reality. Because school, in a way, is just this system where there are authorities, and there are rules, and there are expectations. And then there are other people in the same circumstance that you are in. And then you get to almost like use that as your playground. You get to complain. You get to be present in a classroom. The more present you are, the more you'll learn. And it is this environment for you to learn a lot about yourself at the very least, right? The actual school part is quickly forgotten, Hanru. At least I do not remember a single thing that I learned at school. The only thing that I find valuable that I learned at school is reading. And that I learned real quick. And I read on my own accord as well, instead of just reading what the school provides to me. Keep reading, bro. Learn how to read, Hanru. Learn how to write, which you can already do a little bit, and then continue to make. Wag, waar is jy? Ek is in Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga, Limpopo area. Baie naby aan die lyn. Groblersdal. Just slow talk. The girl's watching you. I don't really change my behavior depending on who's watching me. Sometimes I'll get a little bit intimidated if I have a yoga student, a new yoga student. Then suddenly I'm like extra, I'm gonna be such a good yoga teacher 5,000, right? Then I get a little bit in my own head. But with this I can only do as myself, right? If I have to, there's a little spider on me. There he goes. Whee! doing some bungee jumping. I'll put him down on the ground. He probably doesn't want to be on top of me. Maar ek is op my ma se foon, maar sy het vir my gesê my naam is eintlik Angelina. Eintlik. Vir my gesê my naam is eintlik Angelina. Is jou naam eintlik Angelina? Ek neem so aan. Hello. Angelina. It's a nice name. It has angel in it. Wow. What a word that is. An angel. Have I ever had a meeting with an angel? Yeah. Some of you friends have been angels in my life. It's true. I don't think I'm going to wait much longer. Angelina and Handru, two new Afrikaans friends in this space. What are the odds? I mean, the odds are high because I am in South Africa right now and YouTube does push your content locally. Ek het gesubscribe. Dankbaar. Dankie, Angelina. I count every single one of my subscribers. I'm very close to 1,700. Real close. Hey, you friends just got me over the 1,700 mark, actually. 1,702. That's nice. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. That's so nice of you. Yeah, this year has been much better for growth. Since I started doing these vertical live streams, we definitely do reach more people. It's been a pleasure seeing the number go up slowly but surely. One of these days, there will be 2,000, and then 20,000, and then 200,000, and then 200 million. That's a lot of people. I don't think any YouTube channel, I think there might be one YouTube channel that has that many followers, but they're definitely not common. It doesn't really matter to me if I do. To me right now, I feel like I appreciate every individual subscriber because of the low number, right? One extra number to lower than 2,000 gets me closer to 2,000. But one extra number when you have 200 million, technically it does get you closer to 201 million, but it's a little bit less impactful. All right? And I'm trying to link this term, this topic, to presence. We definitely do have the ability to be desensitized as human beings. And I would like to remain present with the things that I am grateful for, despite the fact that things will change around me as well. Right? How can I maintain the level of gratitude that I have for the world? Is it a matter of presence? I think it does have something to do with presence at the very least, right? When you find yourself fully present, it's easier to notice how much you have to be grateful for. My intention is to become completely present where I am. This one definitely is sending me in a contemplative direction. Yesterday we had a conversation about being willing to learn. And it definitely is an extension, today's stream, of that idea. Said Kiefer, morning beautiful humans, or at least as far as I know, we're all humans. Did you just assume my species? How dare you? Very insensitive of you to just assume that I'm human. Maybe I should just change that. Good morning, beautiful beings. I was joking, at least. I wasn't being serious about the assumption of species, but it's nice having you here, Kiefer. We're having a conversation today about focusing on remaining present. And I'm already diving into the conversation from this perspective of what is it that takes us out of our present experience, right? Chiefly amongst them, to me, can be suffering. Where if we find ourselves suffering, it's way easier for us to find something to distract ourselves with instead. And I am definitely guilty of it, you know? However, there is this juxtaposition of understanding, if you will, that knows I cannot not be present, right? The only way for me to cease being present, ultimately, is to cease being, ultimately. And that's not something that I plan on doing. In a way, we are always focused on remaining present, right? You just breathe some air. Maybe you had some food, drank some water. You're keeping your eyes open. Your ears are listening. Your skin has the ability to feel. All of these things are like anchors to this present moment. That's why when we find ourselves anxious, a regrounding exercise is one of the regrounding exercises, is one of remembering that you have the ability to see things, hear things, smell things, taste things, feel things. I just noticed a bunch of wasps making nest in a place that they're not supposed to, inside of the generator. And it is robbing me of some of the presents that I want to share with you, friends, in this moment, right? Distractions definitely do have the ability to take you out of the present moment. I wonder if I should do something about it. I should. I definitely should do something about it. Am I gonna have to take that whole thing off? Maybe. Delightful. Oh, well, first, present can be physical and mindful. There we go, Darren. That is true. So, should we define those two ways of being? Physical presence is, again, as I said, all of us are doing that. All of us are focused on remaining physically present. But we can get so focused on remaining physically present, the exact objectives that allow for that we can find ourselves not present in our mindfulness. Find ourselves stuck, believing life is supposed to be one way instead of another. I think that's the biggest problem with our species. It's not so much that we aren't present. There's many of us. There's a lot of human presence on this planet. It is the fact that we're not being present in our mindfulness. I have this theory, a belief, if you will, that extreme awareness, mindful awareness, actually slows down time. Literally. It can literally slow down time. The more you become mindfully aware of, the slower time starts to move. But I don't know if that's a skill that we can learn. I'd like to believe. I need to set an alarm. Yeah, That's what they're there for. I have an alarm, Sam. I have an alarm that's set that lets me know when it's time for me to get ready for yoga and stuff. And that alarm doesn't change, right? It just stays the same number all the time. But I do get it. It is helpful if you want to be somewhere at a certain time. I understand, Sam. I'm so glad to see you made it with or without the alarm. Yeah, you're here. That's what's important. And we appreciate you, Sam. I do, right? Like I missed you in the space. We had some new friends join us though. That was nice. That's a tough one. I struggle with this every minute of every moment that I'm awake. Yeah, right. Like just the ability for us to distract ourselves with like our social media. Hey, Jen. We can distract ourselves with social media. Technically, you are being present. Technically, there you are being distracted on social media. There in mindfulness, you are minding all of these things you're seeing. All right. But there is a certain lack of presence if you as a person have to be with that person, right? So it's okay for us when we're alone to distract ourselves with our technology. And we understand on some level, some of us, that it's not okay to be distracted of our technology when there's a person directly next to you, right? It's one thing if you're both engaging in your own experiences, or you're watching, for example, something together. Because again, there can be mindfulness and there can be conversations had and the show can be paused and right, there can be a give and take in that. But if I'm just like scrolling on my cell phone, watching Reddit videos or whatever, right, you're not going to have anything to stay for. You're gonna be like, okay, maybe I'll take out my phone as well and scroll my own feed or whatever, right? So these have something to do. Sam is not present. She tardy. I said, that's what they're there for. No, they're there to tyrannically enforce my obedience. I mean, you can see it that way. You can see it that way. All right. I see it as control. I get to control little segments of day. And then I get to remind myself when that segment is being displayed. All right. By looking at my time. By setting a certain number, right? I like the synchronicities, for example. Setting myself like a 144, like 1444 alarm, for example. I'm getting to be like, nice. It's 1444's day segment. That means that I need to probably get ready because in 40-ish, 45-ish minutes, I have a yoga class to give, right? And it's not obedience. I'm not obeying anyone. I can do what I want. I can just be like, actually, and Ryan even gave me this option. He like reached out to me and he was like, hey Mel, I know you've been doing this yoga everyday thing for like the last 3-ish, going on 4 years. You can tell me if you don't want to do it anymore. And I go, no, I really do, because it's good for me too. Right? And that's what the point I'm trying to get at now. So that you can see time as an obedience thing, but you can also see it as it's good for me too. It's good for you to give yourself time, right? As good as it is to give other things time as well. You know, some people are way far on the other side, where they just give all of their time to, as you said, the people they obey. However, I think if you do it that way, you will see time as an obedience thing alone. Time is control. And you can either be controlled by it or you can control it for yourself. It's easier to be controlled by it than it is for you to control it yourself, though. That's the other side of it. It's good for me to sleep in this morning. Yeah, get yourself some extra time. I'm happy that you did. You were up late. Joe got to see the little baby mom and sister again yesterday. It's nice to have you here with us, dear Xiao. We're having a conversation today about focusing on staying present. Focusing on staying present. Man, the wasps really like this. I wonder if I can show you that. There's a wasp holding a worm right now. Oh man, did it just fly away? There was a little, so there's a little spot under here. Let me see if I can get my finger. Sorry about that. There's a little spot under there. And then there's, you can see a wasp nest in that thing as well. And the little spot under there is made of mud, the one in the little heat sink. And the wasp that built it probably has like a baby in there, little larva. And it realized that it doesn't have enough room in there to feed the larva. So it might have taken that worm to one of its other little pods. Why? I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. I scrub my eyes. Washing eyes, my eyeballs. More of a wash. Yeah, staying present. Focusing on staying present. That was today's stream topic. It's not easy. I have been diagnosed with ADHD. It's been proven now as well scientifically that it does make you more creative, technically. All right, so it is a certain power, the ability to almost like juggle many thoughts at the same time. The way I see it is the future is going to allow us such actionability, right? Granular control to enact ideas as they come, right? For the longest time, if you had a really good idea, the only way for that good idea to become manifested is if you have the good idea, write the good idea down, expand upon by breaking down that idea into its constituent parts, listing which parts need to be done first, and then going about executing those actions, methodically. Where the future that we're moving towards, we're going to be the individuals that, and I'm not meaning like ADHD people, I just mean we humans, we're going to be the beings responsible for inputting those ideas into something that can technically enact, right, quicker than you can. It's much easier for instance, let's imagine you have an idea for a new type of product, right? Let's say it's some sort of candy, right? Interesting brand name that you thought of, interesting premise. Yeah, everybody else is doing this. We're actually using more peanuts. Add your thing here. And you type that idea, you have that ADHD idea, and then you type that idea into the far future model. And then where usually the level of step breakdown that was required of you as a person to get something like an idea into a candy bar that has, packaging, and then get that candy bar into a store, the level of gap between you having the idea and there being an actual action towards the completion of that idea was so vast that ADHD was a detriment, right? Because for the ADHD person, by the time they started the first step of building their candy business, they've already had 50 other ideas. right? And one of them might have been more shiny than this candy idea, so they dropped it and started on that one instead, right? Where again, in the far, far future, as soon as you have the idea, you can give all of that to a very sophisticated agent or model, right? And then that does everything else for you. It literally breaks down the steps required. It starts executing on the steps required, starts calling the people that have the manufacturing capacity, starts writing down the ingredients required, starts talking to the people that provide, right? Literally does all of those steps for you. And then by the time it's end of day, right, your machine has a product available to you for something for you to see, something that you can then sit and then design, iterate the packaging with until you find something that you really like. And by the next morning, you can have a product in hand, right, if the facility that produces them are close enough. Like that's the level of instantaneousness that we're heading towards. And maybe in that far future, ADHD can be a good thing. It is, however, going to scatter our attention even more. There's going to be even more things trying to take our focus, while at the same time, we're going to have even more capacity to maintain our focus. If we're willing to, that is. I'm gonna just thank you, dear Shell. Love is true. Just had one of those intrusive thoughts. Started. Oof, my bad, Joe. It's okay. Both of us with our hands on the buzzer. Thank you, friends, for doing that good work, keeping this space sacred. The willingness to do so says a lot about you both. I appreciate you a lot. I'm trying to see if there's any more threads that I need to stay focused on. The only answer I get listening to my body is breath. Good way to find yourself present is to take some manual breaths. Thank you, my body, for keeping me taught, teaching me the same lesson over and over again, but I always find it valuable. If any online trolling is senseless, it's trolling on hippies. I appreciate that sentiment, Sam. I understand the sentiment of trolling, but it's as you said, like in this space, there's just not going to be a lot of engagement, right? It's like you troll people that are trollable. I can be trolled, I guess, right? Sometimes I'm caught off guard a little bit, but it's more a matter of the kind of reaction you can expect. I don't think a troll really looks for a very mindful response. Right? They're usually looking for outrage or sadness, potentially dismay. So you're pursuing something, barking up the wrong tree, you've said as well before, Sam. It's like you're not going to get what you're looking for. Mr. Troll. Here, the well does not runneth over of outreach. At least I feel I've been way more calm these days. Like there is very little getting in my way. Definitely not present. You think I'm not being present right now, Darren? Are you not being present? Maybe the hippie. Yeah, oh my God, the hippie. The troll trying to troll the hippie is the one that's not being present. That could be a very astute observation. If they were, they would realize. I'm still distracted by those wasps building nest inside equipment. The trolls. Yeah, there you go, Darren. I assumed. I got there. Got there eventually. There are so many insects in my environment. I'm seeing ants climbing walls, spiders doing the same. I'm seeing little paths of ants as they're climbing. I just spotted a new wasp nest. This environment facilitates a lot of being. I'm thinking about how if humans are not present in an environment, that environment is completely reclaimed by nature. If let to rot, it will. But human beings do like pushing against that as well. Hello, Meltian friends. Who needs tears? Hey, friend. What a pleasure it is to have you here. It's been a while, huh? I don't know if you know the good news. I'm not gonna start preaching to you, I promise. Whoa, who needs tears? Long time no see. Talking about good news, there's Yao. Loving you too. I'm coming to America, who needs tears? Real soon. Real soon. Less than 3 months from now, I'll be in America with you. Yup, it's true. Joe actually built a GoFundMe, I believe, as well. At some point, I'll send it to you, friends. Remember that wasp I told you about that's pushing a worm inside a hole? There he is. He's doing it right now. Are you seeing that? Oops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Wasp. He's gonna go back and finish the job. You see that worm in there? I'm putting a worm inside of this hole. Nature is brutal, yo. Yep, there's definitely a little larva in there that the wasp is feeding. It's kind of like a bird's nest almost. Feels very birdy. Just the scale of worms to wasp ratio, though. I'm super zoomed in. Doesn't help with the stabilization. Yeah, I don't know how many of you friends are horrified by that. Part of me is. Part of me is. But I am present to notice, at the very least. How long will you be in the USA for? For a while. For a while, who needs tears? I'm getting married. I'm getting married to someone. To someone in the US of A. I wonder if you can take a wild guess who it could be. You've met them in this space. How about that for a wild ride? What? You're kidding me? Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. I'm still waiting for a guess, just because I'm having some fun with this. It's big change. That's so great. Love is true after all. I'm gonna give you a 1, 2, and a 3. Congrats. Yeah, it's Xiao. It's Xiao. Few chats up. I'm racking my brain. Yeah, your brain's been racked enough. The reveal has been revealed. I'm getting married to Jovan. Yeah, I am so excited. Me and her had a whole art date just this Sunday. That was so wholesome. Just spending time making some stuff together from across the world. We really are looking forward to getting to close the gap and make art together. You know, I have a huge smile on my face. Aw, who needs tears? Happy to share these good news with you. It really is. It feels so exciting being able to do so. I have so much hope for what comes next. You know, I know that things are not always ideal, and as a result, we find ourselves focusing on the wrong things. Hey, more friends, Lane. Lane, dude. I saw the photos of you and Joe. It's nice having you here, bro. I like the blonde hair. It was cool seeing you there, man. Joe sent me music from your band as well. So sick. Seriously. Love you, dude. Nice having you here. Kira Burb and Lane just showing up together. It's like, what? Is there R-Pan stuff going on here? R-Pan? It was a good time. Love is true. Oh, thank you for letting Jean know that you're going to be close enough to. What a fractal. I'm coming to America, Lane. I'm coming to America. My paperwork has been approved. It's literally going to be here soon. I'm still recovering from the tour. Can imagine that it is a little bit exhausting. The amount of movement alone would be a lot. Making sure you have everything every time you do a show, do setup. Yeah. Joe mentioned we need to meet up. We will. We definitely will. My goodness. So many friends. Who needs tears? Love is true, right? I'm saying on me. Getting a new friend for a second there. Love is true. I'm just so giddy here. I can just be present. And be present and happy. Taking deep breaths. Appreciating this moment. There is nothing more I need to do. And it really is like that as well, right? This fractal of change coming to America has been a couple of months in the making. We got our paperwork approved, I think, in 10 months. Like everything, the whole process. It might have gone a little bit quicker if I. No, it couldn't have gone any quicker. Because I had to wait for them to let me know when they're ready for me to come for an interview. And I got, I think, yeah, I did. I got the earliest interview spot that I could have. And we didn't have a single hiccup. Not one. Right? Can we just all like really just thank the universe and appreciate that? Not a single hiccup. Not one thing. Not with the police clearances, not with the medical, not with the interview, not with the initial paperwork submitting, not with the document review. No hiccups whatsoever. It feels destined. Destiny calls. I'm down. I'm down for these destiny vibes. Made me feel intense, joyful, compersion. Joyful compersion. Is that the right word? Lane has this vibe about him, one of those I've always known this person kind of vibes. No, that friend energy. If not friend, then why friend shaped? If not friend, then why look like friend? I think it's still crazy that it's been 4 years and we hadn't met IRL Jovan. It's true. That was the first time as well. You're right. Yeah. I mean, Maybe you had to manifest, Lane. You had to become a musician and then be going on tours and stuff in order to meet Joe. All right. And like that's been the goal the whole time for you. So I'm not surprised that you manifested, bro. I'm in love with the stone arch behind you, Melty. Me too. I don't know if you can are you noticing, but there are some vines that were planted as well, and I love the way it's now finally starting to consume the arch. I like that. I really do. I'm hoping for it to be all consumed by the next time I come back home. Compersion. It's the vocabulary homework for everybody today. I was hoping for an explanation, not the my vocabulary homework. Give me the homework, teacher, please. Please. It's so pretty. The gorgeous consumption. Yeah, exactly. Rocks being consumed by plants. Sign me up. All right. It is definitely happening. Still get some blank spots to cover up, but I really like the way it looks as well. There's two growing there as well. We did plant them, I think 4 years ago. So that's 4 years of growth. They do take some time. It is true. Compersion. If the feeling is the feeling of joy that one experiences through the happiness of someone they love. It's not comparison, it's compersion. What joyful compersion. Seeing someone I love experience joy. Compersion is a precious word indeed. Thank you for teaching me new things. I'm always willing to learn. That was yesterday's stream topic here, Burb. Can we remain willing to learn? The poem that actually arose from that topic really did serve me as well. I really appreciate the way it turned out. Let me show you a flower. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet, but I am ready to show you flowers and read you poems. My sweet late love dog taught that to me, and it's my favorite. I don't know if we've told you this, Kira Burb, right? But we did light a candle with Doug in mind, and when me and Joe went into the lion's den, we got a little piece of rock that has these almost like sandwiched faces, yin and yang kind of style, right? Sandwiched faces up against each other. And he asked us if he can carve our names into the rock. And we were like, no, we didn't want you to carve names on the face, literally, of this object. And then Joe was like, can't you write your name on the back of it? And he was like taken aback, like shocked, like why would someone want his name on the back of the thing that they want to buy? And he did that. And his name was Duggan, Duggen. So Doug is very much here with us. Compersion, teaching us words still to this day. Love to you, dear friend. It's Wild Lane. It didn't feel like the first time that we had met though, and I missed you as soon as I scooted out. Looking forward to the next time. It's so wholesome. Love is true. All right, I do have to take my leave. It's nice having you here, but I wanted to stop by for a second. Peace and love. Peace and love, bro. We'll see you again soon, Lane. Thank you for joining us. Here is today's flower. Oh my gosh, my heart feels so much. Thank you, Kira Verb. You are held with such high regard, friend. You want to see? I can feel you. I want to see the rock face. Let me see the rock. Fine. Fine, I'll show you the rock. Fine. Love and still Lane. Always. Lindy well. Blessings. Bring them rock out. Ooh. There it is. Part of me wants to. And there it is as well. Duggan. Oh my goodness. There was just a massive spider that ran from underneath my feet. What a dude. That spider is as big as my thumb. Not a little bit bigger. I have full body goosebumps. How was that? Focusy focus. Focusums. I think it's clear. Doug. Yeah. Wholesome. I love that rock. You are the one that manifested it into our lives, John. This rock is now a part of the collection of things that we own. A little slice of earth shaped by human intention, imbued with meaning and purpose by two people. That rock is magical. Entities living in the rocks alongside us. All right, I'll continue showing you flower. The way in which that filled a hole in my heart. You're the best. Kira Berg. We so do love you, friend. You using that word from Duggan. Is it making those little lines for you as well? How strange. It is kind of psychedelic, but it's not the way it looks in real life. Whoa, why are you? The colors in line on that flower. This one is nice. Joe helped me pick this one as well. It's been a long time in the making. See faces like that rock when on DMT? Yeah, you will. There are entities like that. These multiple split beings, right? The craziest one I've seen was split at its waist, attached to another entity like itself. The sharing from both sides, really cool stone. So much love in this space. I love you, friends. The color and lines on that flower, making me all happy. All right, now I'll read you the poem that went alongside it. Willing to learn. Are you? Are you willing to learn? We live in a world that hands out trophies to those that... I'm sorry, not for those that, for. We live in a world that hands out trophies for already knowing. But the real fun is not knowing what's next. It is the tinkering, the testing, and the wild what ifs. It is in making a glorious mess and calling it progress. The willing learner doesn't wait for permission. They find truth by touching it, by tripping over it and laughing as they stand up again. Because learning isn't a ladder. It's a playground, and those that stay curious never really fall. They just swing in the ebb and flow. Magic 332, you're here again. It's nice having you. Joe, imagine how much we'll just giggle at the reality of being in the same space together. It's a wonderful thing to look forward to. Oh, so much love. Hey man, what's your age right now? Did you find yourself, or are you or already trying? I have one question, man. How do you find yourself? Any idea? Magic 332. I feel part of me wants to say that I have been participating in this process of finding myself, as you say. And some version of me would like to believe that I have, in many ways, found myself. But the version of me that wants to proclaim that I have found myself feels like an illusion, right? Like, as soon as I proclaim that I have in fact found myself, that would be the proof that I in fact haven't. So it's a complicated question that you're asking, and I don't know if I can give you any actionable answer. The way that I found myself, at least to the extremes that I think I have, is just by showing up every single day. We had a conversation earlier in stream about time and about using your time constructively. All right. You can use your time destructively. You can spend your time drinking alcohol and smoking nicotine. All right. Destroying your body, destroying your finances, destroying your time. All right. Time used towards destruction. But you can also use your time to build something. All right. To exercise, build your body, to read, build your mind, to experience something beautiful, right? Build your hope, build your inspiration base. And I think that's the best way I can almost like guide in trying to find yourself, is that you have to show up. You have to show up for what it is you love. And if you do that, you'll learn things about yourself. And the more you learn about yourself and you apply those lessons, the more depth you'll discover. At some point, you'll know more about who you are. But I think it takes time. It just takes time, friend. Your willingness to ask these questions is already a step in the right direction. You got this. I feel that we find ourselves many times over our lifetime. We evolve, we change, and we feel not one with our true selves so many times. But eventually, we meet up with who we are in each of those moments. What a beautiful sentiment. I feel like all of us friends are so collectively wise about how to answer that question, and it feels like you're getting all of the love that you deserve, Magic. And then hopefully we embrace the us that we are in those moments and find home within who we are, just as we are. We look inward, Magic, and ask yourself the question you avoid asking yourself. In other words, destroy. Yes, Tooth is quite right. Toothy and Sam have good words. I was just waiting on your permission. You are so loved, dear Hoopty Hoops. I like the new profile picture. Is it a dude with a weed shawl or something? Can't see it properly, but it looks cool to me. Good day, Hoopty Doops. It's nice having you. We just finished reading the poem. I showed the flower. I'll show you again. Get a taste for it. It's nice to have you friends here with me. It was a beautiful stream. I'm going to move a little bit, get my back mobile. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me the way you have. These streams really do bring me to a certain point of focus. I appreciate being present with you, friends. What's on the schedule today, Hoop? I think he might be live streaming. He was live streaming when I started my live stream, so I don't know if he's still live streaming right now. If he is, check him out. I love you, friends. Thank you for checking me. I'll see you again soon, okay? Tomorrow. Goodbye, dear friends.